Hello, so you're here because you're interested in the WordPress Security the Ethical Hacker Way course. Now, before you reach out for your wallet to grab that credit card and purchase the course, I want you to pause for a moment and listen to what I have to say in the coming few minutes. I want you to make sure that this is the right course for you before you go ahead and purchase it. So in the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about what skills you learn, if this is the course that's right for you or if it's not. So here's what you're going to be learning in this course. Now, one thing that distinguishes our course from the other WordPress security courses that are out there is that we're going to be showing you firsthand what hackers do. Throughout the videos, you're going to be seeing some tricks and some tools that hackers use to break into WordPress websites. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to become a WordPress hacker. As a matter of fact, we highly discourage you to try any of these tools or techniques on anyone else's website. This is highly illegal. On a side note, by the end of the course, there is an interview that we're having with a WordPress ethical hacker. That's a person who actually gets permission from website owners to test their security and to try to break into them. And this guy is going to be talking to us about what he does and how he does it. Why is this important? Why is it important for you to understand what hackers do? Because this is the best way you can realize how to defend against these actions that hackers take. I could go on telling you about using this plugin or that software or changing this configuration or protecting that file, but without you really knowing why you want to do this, a lot of people are going to ignore that. And I don't want you to be doing that. I want you to understand why it's important so you can go ahead and follow these videos step by step and make sure that you change your configuration appropriately, protect the important files, and use the appropriate plugins to defend against hack attacks. Having said that, now I want you to understand who this course is for and who it's not for. Let's start by who it's not for, so that if you realize or decide that the course is not for you, we don't waste a lot of your time and you just close this video and move along to something else you're doing. This is not the course for you if you don't have a WordPress website. I know this sounds silly and it's very obvious, but it needs to be said. If you don't have a WordPress website, this course is not for you. Sure, there are some things that apply to other websites, but not everything in this course will apply to every other website. There are some things that are particular to WordPress. If you don't have a WordPress website, that's not the course for you. If you're a WordPress website that don't care, I know this sounds silly, but believe it or not, there are a lot of people that really don't care about their website. It could be some small local business in some remote village somewhere with a very basic WordPress website. If they get hacked, they really don't care. It's not a big deal to them. They keep that website up and running for whatever reason, but if something happens to it, yeah, big deal. Nothing really matters. So they just change it or rebuild it again. They really don't care. And frankly, it might not be an interesting target for hackers as well. So if you really don't care, then that's not the course for you. There are also website owners that don't want to know. They think that ignorance is a bliss, and unfortunately, when it comes to security, I highly disagree with that. You need to know what's going on. You can't just bury your head in the sand and pretend nothing's gonna be happening. If you don't want to know, and you've handed this task to someone else to take care of it, you think, I really don't need to worry about this, someone else is handling it, then I encourage you to stick around for the next minute or two and hear what I have to say. Because you might fit into the first category of who this course is for. You might be a WordPress website owner who is a non-techie. You don't want to concern yourself with the technical stuff, with the programming, with the configuration and all that. You don't really want to handle it. You're just giving it to someone else and they're taking care of it. If you're a non-techie, relax. This course is really not that scary. As a matter of fact, it is super easy to follow the videos, and we've intentionally recorded every single mouse click that we do, every single letter we type, and in some instances we've also enclosed additional text files with all the commands that you can just copy and paste. We really made it as simple as possible for you to secure and configure your website securely. Now, you might not want to do that still, because you're not technical, or maybe you're technical but you just don't want to do it, you don't have the time, you want to give it to someone else. We would still encourage you to go through this course just so you know what's going on. At the end of the course, we have a security checklist for WordPress security owners. If you're a non-techie guy, you want to give it to your developers, They can go and implement the security, but you still need to verify it yourself. Otherwise, you'd be paying the money and you wouldn't know what you're paying for. And the way you verify this is you go through the course material, just watch it, you don't have to do it yourself, but you would still know and understand what's going on so that you can verify it if need be or if you want to. The second category that this course is for is WordPress developers, and I really cannot stress this enough, guys. If you're a WordPress developer watching this, you have absolutely no excuse for a hacked website that you've created. If one of your clients' websites gets hacked, you have no excuse. If you're a website developer, you must absolutely, certainly, surely 100% make sure that the websites you create are secure. And the way you do this is you go through this course or some other course that covers hacking techniques for WordPress and how to defend against them, and make sure you implement those. They're really not that complicated, and we detail everything in our videos. Now, because of the increasing attacks on WordPress security, because it's very popular, it's becoming also a popular target for hackers, there's a new breed of developers or consultants that are coming up which specialize in WordPress security. If you're a WordPress security consultant, please make sure that you're familiar with every single thing we talk about this in this course. We aim to make this course as comprehensive as possible. As far as I know, I don't think there's any course online that is as comprehensive as this. And we will continue, and that's a promise, we will continue to update it. We will continue to add material to it. Every once in a while, when there's something up and coming in WordPress security, we'll be adding it to it. If you're a WordPress security consultant, go through the syllabus of this course that we'll be describing in the next video and make sure you're familiar with every single item on the list. If you're not, then this course is definitely for you. Please go through it and make sure that you understand the concepts that we talk about. Now that you've decided that this course is for you, whether you're a website owner, a techie, non-techie, a developer, or a security consultant, I'd like you to know what the prerequisites are before we start this course. You really need a couple of very simple things: access to your hosting control panel and access to your admin backend. Now, if you don't have access to your control panel or to your admin area, that probably means that someone else is running your website. So just give them the security list that we have and make sure that they implement this. And the way you verify this is that you go through this course, understand the concepts that we're talking about, and then you go and manually verify what they've done. If you manage your own website, or if you're a developer, or if you're a security consultant that manages someone else's website, then you probably know what I'm talking about. All you need is access to the hosting control panel and the admin area of the WordPress. So, now that you've decided that this course is for you, you want to see what hackers do, you want to learn how to defend against these, you have these simple prerequisites, now is the time to reach out for that wallet, grab your credit card, and purchase the course. In the next video, we're going to be detailing the syllabus of the course, and we're going to be going through the topics one by one. Until then, I'll talk to you soon. Hello and welcome to the WordPress Security, the Ethical Hacker Way course. Please allow me to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Tariq. I will be your instructor for this course, and I'm a professional ethical hacker and security consultant. And what that means is that I use my skills to test the security for websites and networks for our clients by using the same tool sets and mindsets that the hackers use. I'm a lead instructor at thehackersacademy.com, and I will be walking you through this course step by step. Now, you might be wondering who this course is for. You might be thinking that since this is a course that's designed to be the ethical hacker's way, it might be too advanced or too complicated. The fact of the matter that it's not. Anyone with a WordPress website will be able to follow along this course. The level of your knowledge or your expertise doesn't really matter. And the reason why is because we, and particularly I, love the KISS principle, the KISS principle. And that stands for keep it simple, stupid. So we try to keep things as simple as possible, meaning that no matter what your level of knowledge is at this point in time, you will still be able to follow the simple instructions that are in the upcoming videos. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about this course. We intentionally named this course the WordPress Security, the Ethical Hacker Way course. And the reason we named it that is because we as hackers like to do things ourselves. We don't like to use a lot of plugins because we don't know what these plugins do in the background. And unfortunately, a lot of these plugins come with security vulnerabilities in them. It's been known that even some of the security plugins had some security issues in them. So we try to minimize the usage of these as much as possible. We also try to minimize the usage of extra help. So when we explain a principle or when we explain a topic in our course and we tell you how to do it, we show you exactly how it's done. We do not really support the idea of telling you go out and find someone else to do it for you that might be easier. So it's more of a DIY, do-it-yourself course, and you're going to be doing things exactly like hackers do them. The course is divided into 4 sections. The first section, which is the quick and dirty security tips, is going to be very straightforward, very easy to implement, but at the same time, it's going to significantly raise the security of your WordPress website. We're going to be starting with things such as assassinating spam, how to minimize spam as much as possible, because we all know how annoying that is. Then we're going to be addressing how to keep things clean and tidy. When WordPress installs by default, it installs a lot of additional files, posts, comments, and so on that are not needed. And if you leave these lying around, when a hacker is scouring the internet and looking for victims, if they see these files, they're going to get the impression that you do not really take care of your blog or your WordPress website. And that will encourage them to target you even more. So we're going to learn how to get rid of all this. We're going to learn also how to keep things up to date, because one of the biggest problems that we face with WordPress, especially WordPress plugins, is that once they are out of date, we do find some security issues that could be pretty significant. And this is another reason why we try to encourage to use as minimum plugins as possible. We are also going to be talking about one particular plugin that we love to use. It is the security plugin that we rely on. I've used it with great success. A lot of the other security plugins that we usually use do affect our websites in one way or another. Sometimes they break the website. Sometimes they affect it in a way that makes it very difficult to recover. So this particular plugin that we'll be talking about makes things a lot easier for us. And it is the one plugin that we normally use for our security purposes. Section 2 is the more advanced section that we love to call hacker's frustration. And there's a reason why we call it hacker's frustration. We as ethical hackers do a lot of security testing for websites, and there's nothing more rewarding for us than finding a big security vulnerability that we manage to exploit and then take it back to our client and say, hey, you do have some security issues you need to address and fix, and we work together on fixing them. We love when this happens, because this shows that, we are using our skills in the right way. It gets, though, on the other hand, very, very frustrating for us when we're doing a security test and there's nothing that we can find. And this is why we chose to call this section Hacker's Frustration, because the techniques and tips that you'll be learning in this section are going to be really frustrating for hackers that are trying to target you. And some of these things are protecting your login area. The login area in WordPress is one of the most targeted areas. So hackers know what it is and they know exactly how to target it. But we're going to be teaching you some tips and tricks that makes it very frustrating for hackers to find this login area and to target it. The same goes for your username. By default, WordPress installs the admin username. And we're going to learn some tips and tricks how to protect your username, which is a very highly targeted item on the WordPress list of hackers' items. We're going to be also learning how to beat automated hacking tools. In one of the interviews that we're providing in this course, we interview an ethical hacker. His specialty is WordPress. He actually writes tools to break into WordPress websites. And we're going to be learning some tips and tricks on how to beat these tools. And not only that, but we'll also be learning how to protect your account even if your password is stolen. So even if someone gets their hands on your password one way or another, which we're going to be making it very, very, very difficult for this to happen, but assuming it somehow happened, we are going to be learning how to protect your account even if someone gets your password. Section 3 is when we dig into even more advanced WordPress security tips. We're going to be learning how to protect one very important file in your WordPress file directories. You're going to be learning how to hide information from hackers that are scouring the internet and looking for victims. That is going to be making it even more frustrating for hackers to find your website. You're going to be learning how to secure important files and directories, and on top of all that, you're going to be learning how to secure your database. In that particular section, what we're really doing is we're preparing for the worst case scenario. So in the first two sections, what we're doing is we're trying to secure our WordPress website as much as possible. But assuming a worst case scenario, say for example you gave your WordPress website to a developer who added a few pages that had some security holes in them, and somehow a hacker managed to break into your website. Assuming this worst case scenario, what we're doing in section number 3 is that we're configuring our website, our databases, our files in such a way that even if someone breaks in, the damage will be minimal. They wouldn't be able to do much. And section 4 is what I've already hinted to you guys about, is an interview with a professional, ethical WordPress hackers. He's going to be telling us about the tools he writes to break into websites, WordPress websites. They're going to be telling us about the techniques that hackers do. And then we're going to be talking to you about what you can do to protect yourself against such attacks. And then by the end of our course, we reach our conclusion, and that is mostly about where to go from there. After you finish this course and you've implemented everything in it, what do you do next? Because the fact of the matter is that the security game is a cat and mouse game. Hackers are always trying to be 1 or 2 steps ahead, and we're always trying to defend ourselves from the new techniques that hackers come up with. During the writing of this course, there has been a couple of serious major vulnerabilities found in WordPress security, and if you're not up to date with what's going on, you might be vulnerable to these issues that have been found. So we'll be sharing with you how to keep up to date and what to do so that you're always catching up with the security world and making sure that you're not vulnerable to any issues. So without any further ado, let's get started into configuring our WordPress security the ethical hacker way. In this video, you will learn a quick and simple way to install WordPress. This can be done in one of 2 ways, either from the website tab in your control panel, or simply by clicking on the WordPress icon, also found in your control panel. After clicking on the icon, a new page will open. Choose the brand new install and click Start. If you have more than one domain, make sure you choose the one you want WordPress installed on. This will check that there are no files existing on the domain folder. If files exist, you will have to remove them using the file manager in your control panel. This needs to be done manually. Tick the Show Advanced Options box and agree to the terms. Then go ahead and fill in the details. At this stage, don't worry if you make any mistake. All these can be changed later. Remember to choose a strong password. When you're ready, click Install Now. This might take a minute, so please be patient. When the installation is complete, you'll be presented with some information. The site URL, and this is where you can go and visit your website, and the login URL, and this is where you go to configure your website. This is the administrative dashboard, and it is where we'll be doing a lot of our work. So go ahead, visit your website, log into your administrative dashboard, and see how it looks.
In this video, you will learn how to back up your site. Under Control Panel, click on Site Backup and Restore. You might get a different screen offering you the professional version. I chose to go with the Pro version. You have different options of backup and restore. You can back up individual files, you can back up emails, and so on. We will do a full backup of everything. Click on the Download button. Choose the option of backups you want to download, and choose the compression type. Click Download Now. And this might take a while, so please be patient. Once the download is complete, you can save a local copy on your computer. Be sure to keep this copy safe and do not share it with anyone. In this video, you will learn how to easily reduce spam. Make sure you're in the control panel and click on Spam Assassin. A new area will open. By default, Spam Assassin is disabled. Click on Enable Spam Assassin to enable it. The process will take some time, so please be patient. When Spam Assassin is enabled, you will receive a notification indicating so. In this video, you will learn how to do some housekeeping after installing WordPress. Go to All Posts and delete the sample post. Go to Trash and make sure you delete the post permanently. Go to Pages and delete the sample page. Again, go to Trash and make sure you delete it permanently. Now go to Appearance and click on Themes. Click on the theme you're not using and click Delete on the bottom right corner. And you're done. In this video, you will learn how to keep your WordPress up to date. When you get a notification, click on the Please Update Now. Make sure you have backed up your WordPress website as we've shown you in previous videos. If you do not know how, please refer to the backup video. Click on Update Now. This will take a short while, so please be patient. And that's it. You're done. In this video, you will learn how to keep your plugins up to date. You will get a notification when plugin updates are required. Click on Plugins and notice that there are two ways to update plugins, either individually if only one plugin requires an update, or in bulk if more than one plugin requires an update. To update in bulk, choose Update from the drop-down menu. Choose the plugins you want to update and click Apply. Updates will take a short while, and after that, you're done. In this video, you will learn how to delete plugins. Click on Plugins This will show you a list of installed plugins, both active and inactive. Select the plugins you want to delete. From the Bulk Action drop menu, select Delete and click Apply. Confirm that you want to delete the selected plugins. Notice that the Hello Dolly plugin has not been deleted. This is because we haven't deactivated it first. So go ahead and click on Deactivate. and now click on Delete. Confirm that you want to delete the plugin. And now the plugins are successfully deleted. In this video, you will learn how to install the WordFence plugin. Click on Plugins and add New. In the search box, type WordFence. Click on Search Plugins and click on Install Now. Click OK to confirm. Click Activate Plugin to activate. It is recommended you enter your email address to get security alerts. WordFence will appear on the left side menu. Click on WordFence to access the plugin settings for the first time. Next videos, we will explain the plugin settings in more detail. In this video, you will learn how to run a WordFence scan. On the left side menu, click WordFence. Scroll up and click on Start a WordFence scan. The scan starts and it will take a while to finish. When the scan finishes, please review your results. If any problems are found, we will be showing you how to address them in the upcoming videos. In this video, you will learn how to hide the default login URL to throw off basic hack attacks. By default, going to /login or /admin will present the login page. This will give hackers the opportunity to try and guess login credentials and possibly get access to your website. To hide the default URL, log into your dashboard, and go to the Plugins section. Click on Add New Plugin and search for Rename WP Login. Install the plugin when you find it. And once the installation is complete, go ahead and activate the plugin. Once activated, you can change the login URL to any value you wish. In this case, we changed it to /hidden. You may choose something else. Save the changes and log out. Now try revisiting the default login area at /admin or at /login. You'll notice that a not found error message is now being returned. Go to /hidden or wherever you chose your URL to be and you'll find the login area there.
In this video, you will learn how to change the default admin username. If you keep the default username, you could be an easier target for password guessing attacks. This happens because when you install WordPress, by default the admin username is created. So someone who knows that the admin user is there could keep trying to guess your password until they succeed. the admin username is a primary target for hackers. And to prevent them from guessing your password, you can change the admin username by logging in as the admin username. After you log in, click on Users. Click on Add New to add a new user. And then choose a username for the new admin, but make sure that you choose a username that's hard to guess. Please do not use the same username you see in this video. Make sure you choose a strong password. And then choose the role Administrator. Once you're done, click Apply. And you'll see now that you have two admin users, the default admin user and the user that you just created. Go ahead and log out. Now log back in, but this time using the new username that you just created. Once you're logged in, go back to Users. And delete the old admin. If you've already created some posts, make sure you attribute them to the new admin so you do not lose these posts. Confirm the deletion. And that's it. Now you're done. In this video, you will learn how to select a strong password for your users. Click on Users and select the user which you'd like to change the password, then click Edit. Scroll down to the password section and make sure you choose a strong password. The password strength indicator will confirm if your password is strong enough or not. Once you've chosen a password, click Update User. And also make sure that you change your password regularly. And that's it, you're done. In this video, you will learn how to protect yourself against hackers trying to guess your password. By default, WordPress reveals valid usernames. When a non-existing username is used, an error message will let us know it's invalid. When an existing username is used, an error message will let us know it's valid, but the password is incorrect. The Lost Your Password functionality could also reveal valid usernames. We try a user and an error message tells us that it's invalid. We try another user and the message returned is different, indicating that this is a valid user. This is dangerous because hackers now know what usernames are valid, and thus what usernames to attack. In this example, hackers know that the user test is valid, so they will keep trying to guess the password until they're successful. After so many attempts of trying, hackers are finally successful in guessing the password and they have access to the admin dashboard. We will limit login attempts to stop password guessing attacks using the WordFence plugin. Go to WordFence Options, scroll down to Login Security Options, change the login failures to 3, change forgot password attempts to 3, and change the lockout time to 30 minutes. When you're done, scroll down and save the changes. Now let's test if this works. I'm revisiting the same website, but this time I've changed my IP address to simulate a hacker that's coming from the United States. The hacker tries to guess the password for the username test. Notice that now the error message doesn't reveal the validity of the username. It's a more generic error message. After 3 attempts, the hacker is locked out for 30 minutes. Now I've changed my IP address to one from the UK, and I'm simulating another hacker coming from the UK. The hacker is trying to guess the valid username. Notice that now the error message does not reveal the valid username. After 3 attempts of trying to guess the username, the hacker is again locked out for 30 minutes. In this video, you will learn how to block offending and suspicious IP addresses. It's a good practice to check your log files every once in a while to see what's been going on. You can access your log files in your control panel. Click on the file belonging to your website to download. Once complete, open the download destination. You'll see a .gz file. To view its content, you'll need the program to extract it. I like to use 7-zip, which you can download for free. Once you got 7-zip, right-click on the file and click on Extract here. This will extract a file with a .com extension. The easiest way to open such files is by using a Notepad program. I like to use Notepad++, which you can also download for free. Right-click on the file and click Edit with Notepad++. While we're reviewing our log files, we notice multiple attempts trying to access our login page. As you can see, the attempts are happening every second and sometimes twice a second. This is a clear indication that automated tools is being used to target our website. So we decide to block this IP address to stop it from further attempting to target our website. In order to block the IP address where these attempts are coming from, we copy the IP address from the log file and we go to the control panel and scroll down and go to the IP deny manager. Paste the IP address and click on Add. And as a quick note, for the sake of this exercise, I'm actually targeting my own website using my IP address. So let's go back to the website and refresh. And you'll see that after we've added the IP address to the deny manager, we're blocked from accessing the website. If you want to remove the block, go back to the IP deny manager and control panel and simply click on Remove. Go back and refresh the website, and you'll notice that now you can access it again. There are other ways to block more than one IP address in the IP deny manager. You can obviously block a single IP, and you can also block an IP range. Let's try blocking an entire range and we'll see why this is useful in a moment. We type the offending IP, but this time we add a range. We click on add, and now the IPs within this range should be blocked, including the IP address we're using to attack the website. We go back to the website and refresh, and notice that we're now blocked again because our IP address falls within the blocked range. As explained before, removing an IP from the block list is straightforward. All you need to do is go to the IP Deny Manager and click on Remove. Here's a quick tip that you can use to report offending IP addresses. All registered IP addresses have records stored that can be retrieved using what is called a Whois service. There are tons of websites that offer this service for free. We will be using who.is. Go to who.is and type the offending IP in the search field. The website will take a moment and pull out the records of the IP address for you. This is the Whois information relevant to the IP address in question. As you can see, it's part of a bigger range, and this is why sometimes it's useful to know how to block an entire range. The information we need is usually in the abuse section. If you scroll down, you'll see an abuse email. This is an email address that you can email to report the offending activities coming from that particular IP address. The recipient of the email should then make an effort to help investigate why their IP address is being used to attack your website. To make it easier for them, make sure to send the relevant part of the log so they know what is it exactly that you're reporting to them.
Another way to fight password guessing attacks is by using a CAPTCHA. Go to Plugins and click on Add New. In the search box, type CAPTCHA and click on Search Plugins. Find the CAPTCHA plugin and click on Install Now. Click OK on the pop-up box and wait for the installation to finish. Once it's done, click on Activate Plugin. Go to Settings to configure the plugin. Also notice the new addition to the menu on the left-hand side. Make sure you check all the boxes to enable the CAPTCHA in more than one place. Scroll down and choose the type of CAPTCHA you want to use. We recommend using all of them. Save the changes and log out to test your CAPTCHA. Notice now that you have a new CAPTCHA addition to your login page. Type in your username and password. And try to choose the wrong answer to see what happens. You'll notice that you get an error message asking you to try again. So try again, but this time choose the correct answer. And now you're logged in. Let's log out and do another test. This time, click on Lost Your Password. You notice that the CAPTCHA is implemented here as well.
In this video, you will learn how to use two-factor authentication. Go to Plugins and click Add New. Search for Google Authenticator. This is the plugin that we'll be using to activate two-factor authentication. Once you find the plugin, click Install Now. On the pop-up box, click OK to confirm that you want to install the plugin, and then click Activate Plugin once the installation is complete. Now go to Users, and choose the user you want to activate the two-factor authentication for. Once chosen, click on Edit. Scroll down to Google Authenticator Settings. Click Active to activate the plugin for that particular user, and change the description to something you recognize, such as your website name. Click Show QR Code. With your mobile phone, scan the QR code. If you don't have the Google Authenticator app installed, your mobile will prompt you to install it. Alternatively, you can manually do that. This, for example, is what the Android app looks like. Once complete, next time you log in, you'll be asked for the code on your mobile phone.
In this video, you will learn how to protect an important file, the wp-config.php. In Control Panel, go to File Manager. Choose your website and click Go. Find the wp-config.php file, right-click on it and click Move. Remove the name of the directory you're currently in. This is going to be the same name as your website. Click Move Files. And then check that the file has moved to the correct directory. This is going to be the public HTML, so click on public HTML and make sure that the file is there. You can add more security by changing the file permissions. Right-click on the file and click on Change Permissions. Untick all the boxes, keeping only the User Read box ticked, and then click on Change Permissions. And that's it.
In this video, you will learn how to change file and directory permissions. This is important because these permissions determine who can do what to the files and directories of your website. Let's see how they look like. Right-click on any file or folder and click Change Permissions. This is what permissions look like. Permissions have three different modes. Permissions that belong to you, the user. Permissions that belong to a group of users. So let's say, for example, that you have a group of subscribers. This will dictate what permissions they'll have, and the rest of the world or everyone else. There are three types of permissions: read, which means who can read this file; write, which means who can write to this file and change its contents; and execute, which means if this file is executable and it could do some action, who can execute it. Ideally, for directories, you want the permission of 755. This denies write access to the group and to world. And for files, you want permission of 644, which denies write for group and world and execute for everyone. You can see the permission settings on the right hand side. The permissions on this directory are insecure, so let's change them. Untick the right box for group and world and you'll see the permission changes to 755. Click on Change Permissions to save and refresh to make sure that the change has taken effect. Let's double check the permission of the file inside this directory. Again, the permission on the file are insecure. Following the same process, we can tighten the permissions here as well. Untick write for group and world and untick execute for everyone. Save the changes and go back. As you can see on the right hand side, the permissions for the files and directories are visible. You want to make sure that it's 755 for directories and 6444 for files, so you can either do this manually, scroll down and check all files and directories, and make sure you check also the contents of all these directories. Or if you're more technically inclined, you can use SSH to execute a couple of commands. You'll learn how to use SSH later in the course. Here are the commands you can execute on your shell. In this video, you will learn how to hide the WordPress version. Right-click on your website and then click View Page Source. This will show you the source code of your web page. Notice the WordPress version. This is one way automated hacking tools know what version you're using. To hide the version, log into your dashboard, go to Appearance and click Editor. On the right-hand side, find and click Theme Functions. Scroll down and towards the end add the code you see on the screen. Or copy-paste it from the additional file accompanying this video course. Refresh the website and right-click to view the source again. Notice that now you cannot find the WordPress version anymore. In this video, you will learn how to prevent directory indexing attacks. In this attack, the hacker will start by trying to access known directories on your web server. The WP content, for example, is one directory that's common for WordPress. As you can see, the content of the directory is fully displayed. Now the hacker can easily browse the content of your web service directories. In this example, the themes directory is protected. It returns a blank page. The plugins directory, however, is not protected. The hacker can see its contents. This will help hackers better understand your websites and create a more sophisticated targeted attack. To prevent this, log into your control panel, click on File Manager, choose the directory of the website you want to protect. Make sure you click Show Hidden Files. Click Go. And find the htaccess file. Notice that the name starts with a dot. It's .htaccess. Right-click and choose Edit. Click Edit. And when the file opens, add the text you see in this video to the end of the file. Once you're done, click Save Changes. Now go back to your website and try to browse the directories again. Notice that this time you get an error saying page not found. Now you're protected against these attacks. In this video, you will learn how to change the database table prefix. In Control Panel, go to File Manager, choose your website and click Go. Find the wp-config.php file. If you follow the instructions in the previous video, the file will be up one directory. So click up one level, find the file and right-click on it and edit. Once the file opens, find the table prefix line. Notice that WP underscore is the default table prefix. This is a value that is known to hackers. We want to change it to something random. Choose a different value. For example, I chose the value you see on the screen. Save the changes and then go back to Control Panel and go to phpMyAdmin. Log in using your cPanel credentials. You might find more than one database depending on the number of websites that you have. To find out which one you want to change, click on the name of the database and click on the WP Options table. Note the site URL. This should be your website or the website you want to change. Notice that all the tables still have the WP prefix. To change this, go to the SQL tab and copy and paste the queries you received with the additional documents accompanying the video. Double check the table names. You might have less tables than I have. Once you double check, click Go. Scroll back up and click Refresh. And notice now that all the table names have changed. They no longer have the WP prefix. We still have a couple more things to do though. Click on the user meta table. Notice that some values still hasn't changed here. We will search for all the ones that hasn't changed, and we do that by going to search. Click on Expand Options and type the text you see in the video. Then click Go. Now all the ones that we need to change are listed in front of us, so go ahead and edit them one by one. Now go to Options table. Some values haven't changed here too. Scroll down and click Show All. There's only one that needs to be changed here, so we'll do it manually. Click Edit and change the name. Click Go. Now log out, refresh, and make sure everything is fine.
This video, you will learn how to change the database password to a stronger one. Open the wp-config PHP file as explained in previous videos. Find the MySQL settings. And take note of the database name, username, and password because you'll be needing these later on. To change this password, go to your control panel. Scroll down and click on MySQL Databases. Scroll down to the Users section and find the database user identical to the one you just took note of. Click the username and type the old password you just took note of. Click on the password generator. Click on Generate Password. Make sure you've copied the password. Save it and go back to the wp-config.php file. Paste the new password and save the file. Go back to your website and make sure it works just fine.
In this video, you will learn how to prevent most proxy servers from accessing your website. This could be useful to prevent a lot of hacking and spamming tools and techniques. To demonstrate this, I'll be using proxylistpro.com website. This is a proxy website through which you can browse other websites without revealing your identity. First, I'm going to browse to Google to make sure the proxy website is working. And as you can see, we're being proxied through a location in Russia. Google detects this and automatically serves us the Russian version of Google. We'll now visit our website through the proxy website. As you can see, it opens with no problems. To prevent proxies from accessing our website, we need to add some code to the htaccess file. So go ahead and open your htaccess file and type the code you see or copy and paste it from the accompanying file. Here's a quick explanation on what this code does. We're first checking for an Apache module, the mod rewrite. This is an engine that rewrites URLs based on conditions we specify. And below are the conditions we specify, all of which are associated with proxy servers. If any of these conditions are matched, the rewrite rule is invoked and the proxy is denied. Let's save the file and go back to the proxy website. We revisit Google through the proxy website, and it looks like we're still on the Russian proxy. We try to revisit the website after we updated the htaccess file. And as you can see, the proxy cannot return anything. It's being denied access to our website. Let's re-verify this by removing the code we just added. Go back to htaccess file, remove the code and save the file. Go back to the proxy website, type the URL of our website again, and now the website reopens through the proxy without problems. If you want to deny the proxy, make sure you paste the code and save it again.